Hey, this is a follow-up video, kind of continuation video, if you will, of the Good Feet insoles that I have another video on. So recently went on a cruise, and what it is the personal trainers on there sell these insoles through the Good Feet store. And as mentioned before, they're around 200 bucks. Sometimes they have sales where like the second pair is like 50 bucks off, something like that. Sometimes even the third pair can be a little bit more off, just depends. This time it was just the second pair is $50 off. So my wife and son got a pair. Now these are the same ones you can buy inside of the Good Feet store. You go there and they take an impression of your foot and kind of analyze it and tell you which insole would be best for you, size-wise. I think the arch is pretty much the same, and just where the size is going to place it, where it's going to be best for your foot and everything else. And on the cruise, you can even try a couple different sizes. You can get one, one day and walk around with it. And like, I want to try a different one. They're going to let you do that as well. Most of them will. Was told on the cruise that you can take them back to a Good Feet store for if you have any problems or anything else. I don't believe that to be true based on reading the warranty paperwork and everything else. That pretty much states to send it back to One Spa World or Time to Spa, same company. That has this partnership, what have you, with Good Feet. Now that being said, you're about 200 bucks, but if you go to a Good Feet store, they want to sell you a 3-part system with 3 different insoles. That's going to be $1,500 or more based on everything that I've seen, heard, read, what have you. So, hey, go on a cruise and get some. Basically, you get a cruise for free if you want to look at it that way. But you do get one pair. You get the maintenance pair. In the store, you get a it's like an adjustment pair, supposedly. I guess it's the most aggressive. Then you get the maintainer, which is like the everyday one, which is what they sell you on there. And you get a relaxer, which is they say for using for slippers and things like that, which I would dare say most people probably wouldn't really use that one. But anyway, so go in there. And a couple of things I noticed with these foot impressions. All right, I took my youngest son to it, and there was like different personal trainers and such and everything. I took my son to this, and he kind of just like stepped hard with his heel onto that pad, and it made a hard heel strike. Obviously, a lot of ink at the back. I wish I had the ink or the papers I'd show you. Let me see if I can find those actually. All right, so I can't find it, not a big deal. But anyway, I was like, yeah, of course that's going to be a lot of ink there because he struck real hard heel first. So we had him do it again. Walked a different direction and really lightly put it on there, but the ink markings were identical. So, all right. Well, kind of the purpose of this video is for the video I'm attaching after this is... Two things I'm going to talk to you about. One is my son's results and my results of the test. So they do this balance test. And they do these balance tests with all kinds of things they sell you and everything. For instance, these little tuning bracelets, things like that. They're like, oh, look how much better your balance is and stuff like that. Well, obviously, if you have a better grip, if you have a better balance, because your feet are properly aligned, you're going to, stand better. And with the insoles in, you do feel taller, more grounded, more, stout, what have you. You feel more firmly planted, if that makes sense. Well, I had the insoles in. And what I had done is, while my son was getting his test done, I snuck into this locker room and I put the insoles. And if you look closely, you'll see the little outline, the ridge at my sock. And this guy's trying this test, all right? And and I barely move forward. And he's trying to well, look, see how you kind of move forward? Now look how much better it is. Now I will say, I do think he changed the test a little bit. I think he had more force leaning forward versus straight down the second time, which is going to make a little bit of difference. Also, you're prepared for it. I don't care, you could put a toothpick on your shoulder and be told it's going to help your balance. If you're prepared for it the second time, you kind of know what's going to happen. I do think there's something to that as well. But this guy was trying really hard the first time. He could barely nudge me because I had the insoles on. So I say that to say, and he didn't know it, and he's trying to like sell it, and he's kind of like, well, you kind of moved and this and that, you know. I expected, kind of thought he might say, man, you're not moving, I don't know. But no, he was like, you know, you're kind of moving or whatever. Maybe he's trying to sell or tell himself, maybe, because I just wasn't moving. But you'll notice in the video, and then like the second time, he claims to put a lot more force into it. It didn't really feel like it, I don't know. But, so what I had done was I took, you see, I'm not wearing the socks. I just ripped off the socks, had the insoles inside, threw them to the side, and I just stuck the insoles under my bare foot. And, you know, I didn't really notice much difference because I'd already had the insoles. All that to say is they work for your balance. Absolutely. Even though he didn't know, he didn't really think it was working, what have you, they were working clearly, as illustrated in this video. This dude was giving it hardcore. Now back to my son. So he got the test done, and I had no idea. Dude's flat-footed, straight up, no arch at all. His brother almost has too much arch, so kind of interesting. Well, he kind of complained about, you know, knees and such and everything. You know, football is going to do that to you. We were walking around the cruise ship a lot. So he puts them in. He starts walking around. An hour later, he said, man, my knees are fine. I'm like, well, shoot. Well, of course, if your body's, you know, doing this or this, and, you know, you need to have that natural arch, everything's aligned, you know, your knees aren't doing this now. They're where they should be. It just makes sense. So that's my follow-up on it. Yes, I believe it's a great product. $200 price mark. Listen, you can go to any running store and buy average 50 to 70 bucks for a product. You're going to go through 5, 6, 7 of them before you find one you might or might not like. These have a 5-year warranty on them. You do the math. It's pretty simple to me. But, you know, just thought I'd throw that out there. So if you're on a cruise, you see them, or even have a good feet store, try them out for yourself. It's different. Don't expect like comfort, because it's not a cushioning gel thing. It's not a massaging insole. Those are fine. I have those. You know, those have their own little thing. It's an alignment insole. And if you don't feel anything right off, after you walk on them for about, you know, an hour, kind of monitor how you feel. Do you feel different? Do you feel better? Is something that usually hurts or aches not hurt or ache? That's it. Thanks for watching. I'm going to tie all these videos together. This is them. Okay. Now, these are the same thing. The active step, the endurance step. They're the same little insole. Where are they? Well, they're in my shoe right now, actually. Boom. There it is. Right there. Simple as that, guys. Thanks for watching. Here's to better health. Take it easy.